Hi, I'm Isabel Thornton, Executive Director of Restoration Housing. In this week's Architectural Minute, we'll virtually visit Villa Heights and the various iterations of design and use over its 200-year-old history. Villa Heights is by and large my favorite restoration project that our organization has taken on thus far. It is a stunning classical revival house situated on top of a hill surrounded by enormous oak trees and 3.5 acres of parkland in the middle of Roanoke City. The house has undergone several transitions over its 200-year history, some of which have dramatically altered its original design. When Villa Heights was first built in 1820, it was a much smaller house, though still dramatic for its time. It measured 1 room deep and 2 rooms wide with a central corridor and 2 stories, often described as an I house, a common vernacular form in this part of Virginia, though it was unlike other I houses in that it was built entirely of brick, 3 bricks wide to be precise. It originally sat on over 3,000 acres of land that belonged to its patron, Elijah McClanahan. By 1910, the house belonged to a woman named Sally Compton, who added the rear addition known as an L to the structure. These kinds of alterations were common at the time as they accommodated kitchens and bathrooms, which typically would have been in outbuildings in the early 19th century. We found evidence of the L's construction in Sanborn maps, a great resource as you might remember from our previous research for 326 Dale Avenue. You can see that the L also has a different type of brick coursework than the main structure. This is called American Common Bond, where the main house has a Flemish bond. The rear L is also made of wood construction with brick veneer, but the overall effect still blends quite seamlessly with the original house. In 1923, the house underwent another dramatic transformation. Only this time the new owners, the Bateman family, did not alter the floor plan of the house. They made more cosmetic alterations to the exterior and interior trim, embellishing the house with classical revival details, such as the 2-story porch, pilasters, columns, dramatic cornice, and entablature, and on the interior with more ornate mantels, stair railing, and ceiling trim throughout. These changes were also typical of the early 20th century, when many wealthier homeowners were attracted to classical ornamentation as a reaction against the Victorian era of the late 19th century. The last alteration before our rehab occurred in the 1960s when the city of Roanoke added the cinder block additions to the side and rear of the house to make it more accessible and practical as an after-school rec center, which it was used for until the early 2000s. Our organization now runs the building as a nonprofit hub, with a local church and several area nonprofits using the upstairs as office space, sharing the downstairs as co-working and programmatic space, and also using the house as a part-time venue. Villa Heights has undergone many transformations, as it's been adapted to accommodate changing lifestyles, fashions, and uses. But like all great historic buildings, it has remained versatile and relevant throughout. This concludes our Architectural Minute series. We hope you've enjoyed it. And if you're interested in following more of the work that we're doing, please join our mailing list or follow us on social media. We're working on bringing you more virtual experiences, so stay tuned and stay connected.